Hello there. Welcome to my channel. In the series, How to Conduct a Political Analysis of Your Projects, Programs, and Initiatives, this is the 5th episode. Today, I will discuss a simple tool called the Power and Influence Grid. The first episode was an introduction, the second episode covered what politics is. In the third episode, I talked about the players. In the fourth episode, while talking about the stakeholders' interactions, I discussed a duel's metaphor concerning progress. As always, leaving a like and sharing this episode is a free way to support my work. Let's get right into it. Here is our first tool. The Power and Influence Grid. As you can see, there are 4 distinct blocks in this grid, wherein we map the stakeholders. We analyze them for their power and influence. Power is a measure of the amount of authority a particular stakeholder can exercise. It is mapped vertically from low to high. Whereas, influence measures their active involvement and the magnitude of their effect on the outcome. It is mapped horizontally, again, from low to high. With this tool, you can classify the stakeholders into 4 categories. For the power and influence they carry: high power and high influence, high power and low influence, low power and high influence, and the last but not least is low power and low influence. Yes, you do not indeed exclude any of the stakeholders. However, one always has to prioritize to manage the expectations. That clarity can only come with a focus on the right priorities of the stakeholders. The stake in the initiative is higher at the top and lower at the bottom. Let's move on. In the previous video, I discussed the player's paradigm. In this context, I also gave you the metaphor of a duel. Of a physical, hand-to-hand combat. A scenario in which someone is in an endless loop of moves and countermoves with another. As the experience of managing and delivering projects grows, you begin to expect that things will not go the way you have expected. And they don't. Instead, with time, you begin to expect them to go wrong. And in anticipation, you remain prepared with appropriate responses. You find yourself in a situation of uncertainties and unknowns, of risks and threats, of pitfalls and opportunities, of struggles and conflicts. I also called it a play of moves and counter moves, almost like a duel. We need to understand why stakeholders are important for your success and what is important to them. Without it, you cannot get to the prioritization. In this player's paradigm, I discussed that they are engaged in the project due to their self-interest. For some, the self-interest is in performing their role to their best. Whereas for few others, it lies in exploiting the opportunities that the initiative has thrown open for their own selfish professional or personal interests. They prefer to pursue such opportunities rather than prioritize and focus on the project's needs and deliver the outcome. Unique value systems, ideals, personal aims, and ambitions drive the individuals. Not everyone is committed to the same professional ethics, values, and norms. With this perspective in mind, keep the goals of your project, program, or initiative in focus. Your job is to accomplish them. This tool, the Power and Influence Grid, may help you identify your allies and opponents, adversaries and advocates, friends and enemies, those who can support you in accomplishing the desired outcome, and those who will not do so. The unique benefit of the Power and Influence Grid is that it will help you put the right rationale into your stakeholder analysis. You will be clear about those with authority, who have the capabilities to wield influence in favor of the initiative's objectives. Always remember that these tools are not most likely to be formal deliverables. They are just tools in your toolbox. You may not need elaborated documents to use these tools. Just use them to do your homework as you begin to develop deeper insights into your environment. Please don't get lost in the details, as you may lose your perspective. Although you may do this assessment once or twice, any changes in the staff or organizational strategic focus may trigger a reassessment. We have reached the end of this episode. Links to all of the previous episodes are in the description box below. I hope it will help you understand the power and influence grid to build allies, friends, and advocates amongst those who have enough authority to wield influence in the project's favor. Liking, subscribing, and sharing is a free way to support my work. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. In the next 2 episodes, I will cover 2 more straightforward tools for stakeholder analysis. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode.